Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're out the drag strip. We had a pop-up test and tune come up down in Mocand, and we brought the old Mustang. We brought the Dart too, but I'm gonna make it 2 videos, so you guys have to wait for that one. But we got both the cars out. We're gonna do some testing today and try and get the Dart to go a little bit faster now that we got a boost controller on it, and just gonna try and get the red Mustang here, the Mustang, to go down the track and maybe go a little faster than it did the last time. So got a couple other buddies coming up. We're gonna do a bunch of testing, so there should be some good racing today. But we'll get back with you shortly once we get the cars unloaded and start making some test hits. All right, so we're getting ready to go up for first pass with the Dart. I put the Dart on, I think it was 12 pounds on the brake and then 20 overall with like a 1.3 second ramp. So we're gonna go up here, see what that does. That'll be our first round lick, and hopefully that'll be a 5-second pass. Should be a little bit less boost than we ran before, but now that we've got more control, hopefully we can get it to go a little bit faster. So we'll get up there and make a lick, see what happens. Make sure to turn the key on. All right, so Dad's car actually first pass hit boost cut, so that was cool. And had to tame that down a little bit because it's the first couple passes with the dome control. So I don't really know what it's gonna make, but I put it on 20 pounds of dome, and in like 0.8 seconds it ramped up and hit the boost cut at 26 pounds. So definitely had to tame that down a little bit. So we dropped her down to 15 on the dome overall, and we still left it at 12 on the brake. So we'll make another hit on his car and see what happens. And right now I'm loading the tune-up in the Mustang, and we'll see what this one does. This is 25 pounds of dome. It'll probably make 22, 23 pounds, and hopefully it'll still go, 590s or something. But it's 8 on the brake, so we'll see what happens. Sounded weird when it came up. Yeah, it is. And it's showing like air fuels is like 9.0s to 15s, the 9.0s to 15s, just like, because it doesn't know what to do. Well, we tried to make a lick in the Mustang, and I don't know, it got up to about 5,000 RPM, rolled out about, 50 foot and just died, laid over and just died. All the data looks good, oil pressure, fuel pressure, coolant pressure, everything looks good. No idea, but I'm not even worried about it. We're gonna worry about the Dart for now, and I'll mess with it here. All right, so the Dart, we hit boost cut on the Dart, so I had to change the dome pressure settings. But we're gonna go up and make another lick. Turned it down quite a bit, so hopefully it'll go down again. start went a 593, 115 on that tune-up. I don't know how good the 60 foot was. Should have been pretty good, but I think he might have left it in high gear when he left, and it sounded like it came out kind of lazy. But we'll pull the log, see what happens, or at least see what it says, and see what kind of boost it made on 15 pounds of dome, and then see if we can turn it up a little bit and go a little bit faster. But I think it's going to be in the 60 foot, and then whatever it makes for boost on 15 pounds of dome, so we may have a little bit of room to go. So we'll get him back here, we'll pull the data log, see what it's looking like, and see if we can make it go faster. Deal. It drives a lot better with tire pressure. I seen a boost gauge at 11. I waited a little bit longer than All right, so I tried to test the Mustang on the two-step. It got up to like 6 or 7 pounds on the two-step and then just died, shut itself off. I don't know what's going on with it. We're gonna put it back on the trailer. Made some changes on the dart. Bring it back up, make another lick, and see what happens with it. Hopefully go a little bit faster. We leaned it out a little bit, put some timing in it, and then what else do we do? A little bit more boost as well. Hopefully it doesn't hit boost cut. Fingers crossed. That was a good old lick. 131, 60 foot. It's not a 20 yet, but man, if we could have got a 25 out, that thing.
Still fucking 570.
570, 120, coasted to 950 at 105.
Hell yeah.
570, that would have been 890 pass up back.
You can't get a fucking big note.
So we got the Mustang home, and I got the car pulled off the trailer. Well, when I started it and pulled it off the trailer, I realized it did something it's never done before. Normally when I start this thing up, I've got something in the tune that I need to adjust for like startup fuel, basically. So when I start it up, it'll normally start up, it'll run for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then you can watch the AFRs and they'll drop out, and it'll like basically go really rich and die. Or I take that back, really lean and die. So then I can start it up again, and then usually you got to start it twice, and then it runs just fine. Well, I had it on the trailer and it was cold, and it should have done it like clockwork. Well, I started it up and it went to like 9.5 air fuel and stayed right there and never died. And I instantly said, the darn wideband sensor's bad. So I had another sensor in the shop. I threw a sensor in it, started it up, and it started up, and already the air fuel ratio had changed from what it was when I just started it with the old wideband sensor in it. So I'm gonna let it warm up here, and we're gonna put it on the chip, because when I tested it the last time, when I tested it, it came up on the chip, but then it died. Like in the middle of it on the two-step, it got to like 6 pounds of boost. And that was one thing too, when I made that first pass, and I put it on the two-step, it came up, but it never went over like 6 pounds of boost, and it just kind of acted really lazy. So let's put this thing on the two-step here and on the trans brake, and I turn the air on, the CO2's on, and let's test it and see what it does. Oh, I pissed it off, that's for sure, because it was making all the steam right there. Come on. think I might have trashed that sensor too. Yeah, look at my closed loop comp going everywhere now. On. That's weird. Now it's pulling 25%. Never seen that before. I don't know what happened there. I was recording and then I just looked down and the camera wasn't recording anymore. But as you saw there, the car, it was acting funny. And I think it's because it tried to make too much boost, which has been a common thing with this. And it's been a common thing ever since I started playing with dome control and like getting it to make a bunch of boost on the trans brake. I just tried it again and I turned the dome control to 0 on the brake to see what it would make. Because normally I think it used to only make like 7 pounds or something on the trans brake. Granted, it is cold outside now. The temperature has dropped here a bunch. But I tried it again, I held it to the floor, and I just kind of let it do its thing, and it actually would only make 11 pounds with no dome control. So I think the 11 pounds it wanted to make, and then when I was trying to put 10 pounds of dome on the brake, that was obviously just a lot. And it just wanted to run away and make whatever boost it was gonna make there on the trans brake, which is kind of scary. So I just need to know that the way this is set up, it will make 11 pounds on the brake with a soft 2-step at like 3,500 RPM, and that's what that was. I just tested it like 3,500. Normally I try and leave it like 37, but I think the car might actually like leaving a little softer. So yeah, I don't know, but at least we got that fixed. So that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep following along. Hopefully we can get this thing back out and finally test it at the track. We've got projects we got to finish, but I really want to take this out, see if my coolant pressure issue is sorted out. And everything I saw at the track the other day, it seemed fine. But I don't have reference to go off of what this thing should be at. So I need to make a pass under load with a bunch of boost to see what coolant pressure does, to know if this thing actually has a coolant pressure issue. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep following along. We'll see you on the next one.